Hey weavers, welcome to the Gist Yarn and Fiber Weave Along for the Rigid Heddle Overshot Towel. I'm Christine Jablonski. I am Gist's wholesale director and operations manager and occasional pattern designer. And the pattern that we are doing for this weave along is an adaptation for Ariana Funk's halve drawl towel, which is this beautiful, beautiful, really richly textured overshot design that she did on a 4-shaft loom. Now, using a rigid Heddle loom, we can't replicate that pattern exactly, but we can get really close. And actually, this is what it's going to look like. If you haven't seen the photos yet on the Gist website, this is what the towel will look like. It's really squishy, it's really textured, really absorbent, super important considering that we're all washing our hands so much these days. So this weave along doesn't officially start for another day or so, but I did want to give you a little introduction to the project, the materials you will need, and also what you can expect out of the videos for the next couple of days. Now, this is a really fun, really easy, super simple weave, but the things that I'm going to show you in the videos are just going to help make it go that much smoother. So on day one, I will show you how to use the pickup stick. And the pickup stick is really just about how to insert it into the warp threads so that you can create that really beautiful textured fabric in your weaving. On day two, I'll show you my weaving and also how to manage the two shuttles. So you'll have a pattern shuttle and a tabby shuttle. And what's really important about that element of it is how to interlock the weft threads at each side of your selvage so that you don't lose your pattern threads. And then on day three, I will share with you one of my favorite finishing techniques for the hem. And days 4 and beyond, we'll share our finished photos of our finished products with everybody. I can't wait to see what you guys do. In terms of materials, if you haven't already downloaded the pattern, you can find it on gistyarn.com. Just Google or search for Rigid Heddle Overshot Towel and it'll come up. In terms of the yarns, I used mallow and duet, and I used 1 cone of mallow in clay, which is a very neutral color. I used a cone of mallow in ink, which is much more saturated, and then I used a cone of duet in marble. And if you haven't had a chance to get that kit yet, that's okay. If you've got mallow and duet in your stash, grab those. But just make sure that you have about 100 yards of each color per towel. So 300 yards total yarn per towel, and you'll be all set to make this pattern. And then of course you'll also need a pickup stick. There's nothing particularly special or inherently special about, a pickup stick. This one's got a little bit of a beveled edge on it to make it easier to pick up my warp threads, but honestly, anything long and thin that's a little flat will do. You could use a ruler or a yardstick or just a slat piece of wood. Even a section of slat blind would do if you have an extra one of those laying around, just as long as it's thick enough and sturdy enough to stand on end, but it does need to be flat. Something that's rounded like a dowel or a knitting needle will not work in this case. So that's all you need, and looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Gather your materials. You don't have to be warped up before the first video. I will be warped up to show you the pickup stick technique, but that's it. Once you learn the pickup stick technique, you can get going with your project. So meet you back here tomorrow. Thanks.